What is good, everybody? It is your boy, Pat the Designer, back at it again. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Did anybody else happen to be spending their time watching The Last Dance tonight? Was anyone else doing that? Was anybody else doing that tonight? I didn't even. It's so much. There's so much we got to talk about. There's so much we got to talk about, guys. Let's get it started right after this.
On 1, on 2, on 3.
Stop it! Do not do him like that! Mercy! Did you not get the memo?
All right, so if you are new to the channel, please like the video. Please subscribe to the page because we do talk Chicago sports weekly. We don't want you to miss a thing, so make sure that you hit that bell. Listen, that was one of the best documentaries to start that I've ever seen in my life. Just to start. Sports documentaries, I should say, I guess. We'll put it in its best documentaries. Let me know what y'all felt in the comments. I will be reading the comments live on air. It was just wild to see so many things. First thing that's wild, Jerry Krause. Let's talk about Jerry Krause first thing right off the bat, right? Let's jump right into it. Let's talk about Jerry Krause. Jerry Krause decides that the Chicago Bulls should rebuild after winning 5 championships, right? Okay, you feel like your players are getting old. You feel like things are past their longevity. All right, let's go with that, right? Let's go with that. Why do you get rid of the coach? Why do you get rid of the structure? Why do you feel that is, and God rest the dead, he's passed on since then, but why do you feel that you were so good, Ringo and Alive was good, baby, that you were so good at building teams that you made a decision that set the Chicago Bulls back for 22 years? 22 years, bro. If you're in here right now, please like the video. You made a decision that set the Chicago Bulls back for 22 years. We thought we had someone, Derrick Rose, but we haven't had a championship, haven't had a taste of the championship since you made the decision that Phil Jackson was not good enough to be the head coach of your team. Because you felt, I can move these pieces in and out. You stupid. He's a Hall of Fame coach. He went on to win 5 more rings. 5 more rings, y'all. Oh, my God. If you share my fury, let me know. He made a decision that set the Chicago Bulls back 22 years, y'all. Ringo and Alive, mind-blowing. Elite Sports Production, he was here first, y'all. With the 5th pick, the Supersonic select Scott Pippen. Bro, Scott Pippen sounded so weird, not even going to stunt with you. But this is my biggest thing with Jerry Krause, right? You alienated everyone, right? First off, Michael Jordan got one-liners for days. He was giving that man bars. I had to respect it. Sebi and Alive, we see you, man. Sebi said we needed to start a GoFundMe for Scottie Pippen. I got some points on Scottie Pippen too, but we'll get to those. My biggest problem is that you made a decision to rebuild the team because you didn't like the people that were there. Now, I give him credit for building that championship team, for making moves to put it there, but we also got to lay that credit right there because you destroyed the kingdom. Even if you do rebuild, even if this is it, we should trade Scottie Pippen. We should trade Michael Jordan. No matter what you did, right? Even if you bring them back in 99 and you feel like, no, we should do something different. You got rid of Phil Jackson. You got rid of your structure. You got rid of your solid foundation to teach the next generation of players. That's what you decided to get rid of. Baki and Alive, what's good, bro? That's what you decided to get rid of. You got rid of your core, your solid foundation. That's what you decided to get rid of. And when I look at the Chicago Bulls, when I look at how he treated players, how he now listen, the Scottie thing is a little different, but the Michael thing will always irk me with how Mike was paid, right? But the fact that it was to the point that the owner of the team had to go, no, you can't do this. While we can give Jerry Krause credit for building these Chicago Bulls and turning them into the team that they were, you have to also give that credit to of course, Michael Jordan, the one who was on the court taking those shots, Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman. But I give credit to Krause for finding those pieces, but he also destroyed everything he built. He destroyed everything he built. Let me know how y'all feel in the comments. Sebi, y'all won 6 rings, though. All great dynasties come to an end in every sport, yes. But think of great dynasties, right? Think of great dynasties. The San Antonio Spurs, we can call them great. Muggs won't say they're a dynasty because they didn't win back-to-back, but we can call them great. Players have come and gone. Duncan, gone. Parker, gone. Ginobili, gone. What remains? Kawhi Leonard, gone. What remains? You don't get rid of great coaches. I bet you the Blackhawks wish they had a little Quinville love right now. Now, when it comes to Scottie Pippen, I'm torn on the Scottie Pippen thing. And I'll tell you why. Scottie Pippen made a move to secure his family's wealth. You can't hate on him for that. $18 million back then, that's a lot of money for a young man. Over 7 years, that's still a lot of money, but you know what I'm saying? Scottie Pippen made a decision to secure his family's wealth. I can't hate on him for that. But when I look at Scottie Pippen, when I look at the deal he signed and the fact that Jerry Reinsdorf told him, I would not sign this deal. You got to listen to the people around you. You got to listen to the people around you. And I feel like that's something that Scottie's had an issue with for some time. It wasn't just then. It was after that. Clipping a little bit here. Let me adjust my audio. I adjusted it for me to be screaming, but apparently I'm still screaming. It wasn't just then. It was after that. Scottie made bad money decisions. That's why the Bulls brought him back as an ambassador. So I'm torn on what Scottie went through. You know what I'm saying? I really am. I really am. Because I feel like Scottie Pippen, while he definitely deserved to be paid better than he was, the decisions he made were his and his alone. Javon Holmes in the live. Jerry was a dick. Oof. Which one? Take your pick. Baki. As much as we blame Jerry Krause, most of the blame falls on Jerry Reinsdorf because he was loyal to a guy in Krause who allowed, I can't read for some reason, personal feelings to get in the way of success. Yes, he has allowed personal feelings to get in the way of his success. Yes, he has allowed how he felt about Krause and his plan to destroy that dynasty. And so I think blame also falls on Jerry Reinsdorf. I'm not saying it doesn't. But I think that Jerry Krause takes a good chunk of the blame because, in my opinion, how do you look at something and alienate every part of its greatness? That's my biggest problem with it. You looked at something and you alienated every part of his greatness. Michael Jordan didn't like you. Scottie Pippen didn't like you. I bet we ain't even heard about Dennis yet. I'm going to bet Dennis was probably punking this mug. Phil Jackson doesn't like you. Every aspect of the greatness you alienated because you felt like it was your job to stay distant from it and to build something better than that. You're not going to get better. It doesn't get better. It hasn't gotten better for 22 years, y'all. It hasn't gotten better for 22 years. Don't mind me, I'm just sharing this mug up real quick. But I look at the Scottie situation in itself, and I think, should Scottie have been paid more? Absolutely. Should Scottie have been one of the top paid players in the NBA? Absolutely. Did Scottie handle it a little bit childish? Absolutely. But I can't fault what Scottie Pippen did after, but I can't fault what he did in the beginning because Jerry told you, don't sign this deal. This is going to be a horrible deal for you. You should not sign this deal at all. This is going to be bad for you. The NBA's value is going up. It's going to get higher. You should not sign this deal. And he signed it. That's on Scottie. Let me look at these comments. If y'all keep wondering why I'm looking over here, it's because the computer's over here now and the comments, all of them ain't popping up because some of y'all cussing. But that's fine. We'll censor it ourselves. Don't worry about it. Keep it coming. I love the passion. Baki, as much as we blame. Oh no, we got that one. Michael Kanya. I think that's your name, bud. Kanya. I feel like Krause and Reinsdorf effed us over from at least 2 extra championships. Now, I can't say that. I can't go out on that limb just yet because you don't know what happens in 99. These guys were older. Some of these guys probably wouldn't have been back. It seems like Scottie definitely wasn't coming back. But you don't know, right? You still got Michael Jordan, who at that time is still the greatest player on the planet. So possibly. I can't say that you're wrong, but I can't say that it's a 100% guarantee that the Bulls come back and win 2 extra championships. But possibly. But I can say this. You destroyed the opportunity for them to try. And I think that's the biggest crime that the Chicago Bulls experienced. You destroyed the opportunity for them to try. Who are you? Because you don't like ownership, because you don't like the players, you don't like a guy. You destroyed the opportunity for them to try for 7. They didn't go out with an L. They went out with a W. Baki, Jerry Krause's biggest problem was his jealousy. Absolutely, absolutely. And by the way, if y'all in here, hit that like button. I appreciate y'all. It helps us in the YouTube algorithms. But I fully believe that when you break this thing down, when we watch all 10 parts, there's going to be a lot of stuff that we see about Michael, about Scottie. I think there's already things we're seeing about Scottie that it's like, I don't know. I wouldn't have done that. I don't agree with that, blah, blah, blah. But the biggest thing to me with Scottie is that I can't feel as bad for you towards the end because if it's true, and I'm sure that Scottie co-signed it before this whole thing was put out. I'm sure they asked him. If it is true that Jerry Reinsdorf told you, do not sign this deal, I can't feel as bad for you. It's tough for me. Now, whatever you do with that, if you feel like, F these guys, we got to do what we can do. I got to do what's best for me. That's a whole different story. I really want to see what episode 3 brings with the Scottie beef. I mean, of course, we know he continued to play for the Bulls. They win their 6th championship. But the intricacies of the beef, to me, is very interesting with this documentary. I think that was the highlight of episode 2. I will say episode 2, I would have preferred more of Scottie's story. I can't get enough of MJ, but I would have preferred to see more about Scottie to fill out episode 2 and kind of what he was going through and what the Bulls were going through. When I look at episode 1 and you see Mike's background, you see how driven he was. I don't remember if it was episode 1 or episode 2. It might have been episode 2, but there was a line in there that I tweeted out. Y'all can follow me on Twitter at Pat the Designer. Y'all like that plug, that slim plug? Actually, somebody just liked the tweet. This is what his mom said, and this is something that stuck out to me, and I feel like this is something that I'm going to keep with me, I'd say, for the rest of my life. And I never thought I'd go into this documentary and say Michael Jordan's mom taught me something. Not taught me something, but gave me something that I could put on the wall and live by. She said, don't wait for someone to give you something. You're strong, you're intelligent, go get it. Oh, my God. Don't wait for somebody to go get you something, to give you something. You're strong, you're intelligent, go get it. That's what we doing here. That's Windy City to Breeze. That was a bar by Michael Jordan's mom. And it tells me where Mike got his one-liners from. It tells me absolutely where Mike got his one-liners from, because Michael Jordan was killing Jerry Krause with the one-liners. He was killing Jerry Krause with the one-liner. I was rolling. The one thing that I keep coming back to after watching just episode 1 and 2 is that there was still a lot left in this team. And right as we go through the rest of the documentary, granted, my opinion may change, but right now, my fury at Jerry Krause is so high. It's so high. Because it's like, bruh, just do the thing. You didn't put the franchise in a better place by making any of these moves. None of these moves put the franchise in a better place. Not one move after the 90s put the franchise in a better place. The franchise still ain't in a good place. We just now getting to a point where we might be going in a better place. And by the way, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this real quick. Mr. John Paxson, it was good to see you in the documentary. Good to see you hitting the game winner. But let's talk about this. I love the part in the documentary. I loved it. When this mug come out talking about, there was at that time he wouldn't let Mike play that end of game. I hit some lucky shot, and we got to the locker room and he locks the doors. It was not a good relationship between management and players. That's the I literally lost it. I threw my hat. My dog was tripping out. He's like, "What's going on?" That is exactly what you did to the Chicago Bulls, John Paxson. We didn't have a good relationship. Remember that? Y'all remember that? I love seeing John Paxson trying it wasn't a good relationship between players and management. Bro, you did the same thing. You watched it. You watched it happen. Which now it makes sense, right? Oh, snap. The Bulls' struggles make total sense now. The Bulls' struggles make total sense now, because think about as a child, right? And this is going to be a stretch, but y'all follow me here. Think about a small child, right? If a small child goes through something, though he may suppress it, those ideals stay with him for the rest of his life, right? Child Psychology 101. Somebody with a smarter degree than me back me up on this. John Paxson went through all this with Jerry Krause, right? He may have tried to suppress it, say, "I'm never going to do that when I get the opportunity." What did he do? Oh, snap. I think I'm having a breakthrough. Somebody call Pax on the phone. I think we're having a breakthrough here. Wow. John Paxson did the exact same things. The exact same things. Wow. It's a repeating cycle. That's why he had to remove himself from the equation. Tell me I'm wrong. Somebody in the live tell me I'm wrong right now. I just dropped bars on y'all. Like I said, that was the biggest thing for me. There was a few points that my blood pressure just skyrocketed. Other than that, everything was cool. It's Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen and Dennis Rodman being Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, and Dennis Rodman. And Phil is one of the swaggiest people in the game. By the way, that light introduction where it was Pat Riley just in there for a quick second. It was like, yeah, we knew the kid was going to be great, Oh, how much sauce you got to have, Pat? It must be something about dude's name Pat, man. Because Pat Riley has so much sauce in that clip. Pat Riley has so much sauce in that clip. He was just like, hey, we knew what it was, and it's what it was going to be. Baki, you feel how everyone felt in 1998. What? Yes. And I'm feeling it now. And you know why? Because I remember 1998. I was 5? 4 or 5? 5, right? So I don't remember the full season, like young brain, blah, blah, blah. I was a child. But I do remember the playoffs because my pops took me over to my granddad and Big Mama house, and we watched every game, and the house was rocking. And I remember my pops being like, sit here because this is going to be something you're going to remember for the rest of your life. He was right. Good call, Pops. For the rest of my life, I have remembered the Chicago Bulls winning their last championship. I didn't think that would be the only championship I'd have to remember the Chicago Bulls by. What this team could have been, should have been, in my opinion, was derailed by one guy with a small man complex like they said in the beginning. Michael Kanye, Gar and Krause are similar in certain ways. I'm telling you, bro. Tell me I'm wrong. What they say about, hold on. I got another bar for y'all, right? John Paxson becomes president of basketball operations. What do they say about chicks with daddy issues, right? They say, oh, he goes out and she go find a man just like her daddy. And that's why she having issues with men right now. John Paxson went out, found a GM just like Jerry Krause. That's why the Bulls are still struggling, right? Oh, my God, I'm dropping knowledge. It's a repeating cycle. Bro, I'm telling y'all, when John Paxson was talking about the relationship between players and coaches, I almost threw up. I almost threw up. I'm telling y'all, I'm dropping gems right now. John Paxson was just Tell me if I'm wrong in the comments, man. I appreciate y'all for joining. Like the video. Tell me if I'm wrong in the comments, man. John Paxson literally replaced himself with the new Jerry Krause in Gar Forman. Am I on to something here? Shane Blackburn in the comments, what they did to Pippen was disrespectful. Not here. See, that's tough. That's tough for me to say that. And I'll tell you why. It's not because I think that the players were wrong. It's not because I think that, Jerry Reinsdorf's cheap. It's none of that, right? I say that because Jerry told you, don't do it. And I understand you got to make this move for your family, right? But here's the thing. Excuse me. Here's the thing. You got to make this move for your family so that your family's able to eat. And I respect what Scottie did by signing this deal, taking the L for the long term. so that he could take care of his sick brother, his sick father, his mother, his other sibling. I respect the mess out of you for that. But he told you this is not going to pay off well for you. I wouldn't do it. Just like, whoa, did you see Jerry Reinsdorf drop that just like I told Michael Jordan? Oh, wow. Oh, you out here dropping names. So it's tough for me to feel fully bad for Scottie. And I respect, I'll tell you this right now. I respect Scottie, or I respect Jerry Reinsdorf for keeping it a buck. He said, I'm going to tell you like I tell all my players, you sign this deal, don't come back asking for a restructure. He kept it a buck. Let's check these comments. Baki, the reason why John Paxson and Jerry Krause was able to do what they both did to the Bulls franchise is because Jerry Reinsdorf is too loyal to guys. But see, I agree with you, right? Because they were around. And Jerry was like, you're going to stay around. And I think that Jerry is more loyal to the front office than he is to the players on the field. So I agree with you. And that's the reason why the Bulls struggled. They gave Joakim that money. Joakim was too old. Same. But this isn't that situation, right? Because it's about who you being loyal to. As much as we want to talk about that, Jerry Reinsdorf is the guy that got on a plane and went to, where did he say he was? Minnesota? And begged Phil Jackson to come back. To that point, Jerry Reinsdorf realized I did Michael Jordan dirty his whole career. We got to pay this man. So I think, yes, it is him being loyal to a fault. Yes, it is him over-loving his front offices. But we can't say that everything Jerry Reinsdorf has done has been to the detriment of the Bulls, because without Jerry Reinsdorf being there, we heard tonight that Phil Jackson doesn't come back for 1998. We don't get number 6. You lose Michael Jordan in 97. See what we got in the comments. Seeing John made me pissed AF. Savage boy. Yeah, seeing John took me out, bro. I'm not even mad at you. Seeing John took me out. If y'all new to the page, man, please subscribe. We talk Chicago Sports Weekly. Seeing John took me out, bro. Michael Kania, with new members in the front office coming in, do you think will change for the better? I hope so. I hope it's a whole new you dig. And you know why? Because John Paxson's not in it no more. Who hurt you, John Paxson? Was it Jerry Krause? Because you went and got the same guy. That's wild. I'm having breakthroughs with people tonight. John Paxson literally went and got Jerry Krause again. Let's talk about that. What y'all think of the documentary as a whole, man? I love it. As y'all can see, it's got me fired up. I'm sitting here trying to figure out how y'all can make Dennis Rodman's story more interesting than just Dennis Rodman being Dennis Rodman. By the way, 91 on the jersey right now. I don't know if y'all can see that in the live, but 91. The Worm, my favorite Chicago Bull of all time. But I loved it. I loved what I saw tonight. Oh, I loved it. I thought that as a whole, this documentary was so well put together. As a whole, it ignited a fire. And man, can you imagine what it's doing to current Bulls players watching this? Seeing this is the last time that we were relevant, that we were champions? You imagine Zach LaVine watching this just champing at the bit? Is it champing, chomping, champing? Oh, I'm here for this. I'm so here for this. Like, watching all the different things that went into it, and watching oh my God, why can't I think of his name? LA Laker. Great. James Worthy. Watching James Worthy while Jordan was at UNC say, I was better than Michael Jordan for 2 weeks. Oh, my God. I've heard that story probably a million times. But when he said, it was just like, bruh, we talking about a Hall of Famer here. We're talking about a Laker great. We're talking about a dominant big in the NBA for 10, 15 years, something like that. 2 weeks. 2 weeks, and I instantly realized, uh-oh. And by the way, hold up. For everybody that's in here. Hold on, let me read this comment real quick. Steve Hickson alive. Say what we will about Krause. He was the best talent evaluator the Bulls ever had, even post-MJ. Brand Artest, Jay Williams, Jamal Crawford, Tyson Chandler. I'll agree that those are some excellent names that were big names in the NBA. Jay Krause still is a pretty big name in the NBA. To this day, Tyson Chandler. Jay Williams was good until he hurt himself. I'll give you the best talent evaluator the Bulls ever had. But post-MJ, what did it get you? Because he was so focused on friendships. By the way, anybody blood pressure skyrocket when you saw Tim Floyd? Anybody? Just me? I literally looked at my lady and I was like, bro, if it weren't for Jim Boylan right now, Tim Floyd would be the worst coach the Bulls ever had. I thought I was going to punch this man on the TV. Just how they was explaining it was like, oh, yeah, he invited the whole team, invited Tim Floyd, didn't invite Phil Jackson. Oh, my God. I was ready to smack this fool. But the one thing you got to take away from it, right? As much as we feel jilted as Bulls fans now, we got our 6 rings, right? The person that should feel jilted the most. If you Patrick Ewing and every championship you had a chance to win, Michael Jordan took it away from you? Oh, my God. When I saw Pat Ewing going up against you, I was rolling. I was just like, bruh, come on, G. You can't catch a break. Michael Jordan eliminated that man from the record books pretty much. And all Portland Trail Blazers fans, when they heard Sam Bowie with the number 2 pick, just packed it up and got up out of there. Yeah, I'm done. I'm done for the night. No, I'm good. Don't worry about it. I'm good. Michael Kanye, I went to the game this year, and after a blowout loss to the Rockets, Levine and Carter were laughing and messing around with the Rockets players. Yeah, they bad. They bad now. Baki, the doc is great. We're really getting – the documentary. Okay, I thought you meant like Dr. J. I was like, wait, what? We're really getting an in-depth look at what was going on. Absolutely, bro. This is a amazing documentary. I can't be mad at anything. I mean, it frustrates me. It frustrates me that we are where we are now because I see where we were. We were the pinnacle of the world. We were the Chicago Bulls. We were the greatest team to ever touch a basketball at that time. Possibly still today. Who knows? We dominated the 90s. To see where we were and see where we are now is like, it's a little depressing, bro. And it's sad that we keep making documentaries about our old championships. I'm ready for some new ones. I want to see like, the 2020 Bulls, they was the championship Bull. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to see some new documentaries. Let's have a documentary from a championship last year. Remember how they used to do that? Remember how the Bulls used to do that? Like, they win a championship, and then they have a documentary of literally just players talking about the season, and they show highlights. They'd be like, oh, yeah, and we scored right there. I miss them days when it wasn't that much to talk about because you just won. Michael Brown, I can't stand Krause. I'm not mad at it. The hate of Jerry Krause for me skyrocketed after episode 1 and 2, and it could change throughout the next, 8? Is it 8 or 10 part? I gotta look at the thing again. It could change for me. I think it's a 10 part documentary. It could change for me over the next 8 episodes, right? But the fact that he destroyed the foundation of this team will never change for me. That will stick with me for the rest of my life. And it just never clicked with me for some reason. It was like, oh, yeah, he blew the team up, blah, blah, blah. They had beef. But watching this documentary, the fact that he blew this team up, and literally was just like, we're going to take away the foundation. We're getting rid of Phil Jackson. That was the first piece to go. The first thing you did was destroy the foundation. That's unforgivable. That's unforgivable. Baki, as a Bulls fan, we knew we was beating the Knicks at will. They stood no chance, bro. When I saw Pat Ewing, and I knew Pat Ewing was on the Knicks, but it was just so funny to me watching him just get destroyed. Well, I guess I can't say destroyed. It was a good game. But watching him get beat by Michael Jordan, oh, it made me laugh. I was just like, his whole career is literally just, I'm losing to Michael Jordan. Whole career, I'm losing to Michael Jordan. That's a tough one to swallow. That's a tough pill to swallow. Who's ready for episode 3, man? As a whole, 1 and 2, A+ review. I'm ready for episode 3. I want to see how Dennis Rodman. Oh my man, I want to see what Dennis says to Jay. That's all I want to see. What did Dennis say to Jay Krause on a night in, night out basis? Because you saw Mike and Scottie just like, this mug's stupid, you short. Hey, how you take them diet pills? They was just calling him short. They was calling him fat. They was, oh my God, I was rolling. But what did Dennis Rodman say? I cannot wait for that in episode 3. Hey, if you guys are new to the channel, man, we do talk Chicago sports weekly. I appreciate y'all for coming through to the live. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the page. We will be back next Sunday to do this same thing, review episode 1 and 2. I don't really have too much more to say about it. I'm going to just keep getting my blood pressure up talking about the same stuff. So I am going to get up out of here. It is your boy, Pat the Designer, back at it again. Y'all stay safe out here, Chicago. We will be on here to talk later. Peace.